What's up, beautiful people? You know who it is. Once again, let me put that beautiful thing up there for you one more time. The Mykell Mathieu Show, as you can see, as I take my steps towards my Hollywood star there on the Walk of Fame. I thank you guys for joining me today for another episode 11, baby. We getting after it. It's the show with your new favorite journalist, personality, podcaster, whatever you want to call me. I'm your favorite of it. I guarantee it. If it ain't happening now for you, I guarantee it will be. But I thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, as I take this step, this march to my Hollywood star, as you can see down below, new show alert. Check me out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're lucky. Today is Mykell Monday, so it's gonna be litty. It's gonna be fun. We're getting close. The NBA Finals is set in stone. Last time I saw you guys on Friday, there wasn't a Eastern Conference champion decided. The Pacers did exactly that on Saturday, taking care of business. I can't believe they did my guy wrong, though. Halliburton should have been the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and they're going to give it to Pascal Siakam? Like, the man was going crazy playing some really good basketball, and they etch him out. That's why I don't believe in none of these postseason awards, because the way that it's voted on, who's voting, and it's only a few games, and you don't know who's seeing what. So when you throw at me conference finals MVP, or you even throw at me finals MVP, it doesn't teach me or tell me anything. I just see that you are a winner. So if I can go look at the numbers and see your productivity, I'm watching the game. Me watching the game, I would have told you that the MVP should have been Tyrese Halliburton, but it didn't happen that way. They continue to hate on the real point guards, and that's who Halliburton is, man. But the finals are set Thursday. Game one is going to be popping 5:30 p.m. Pacific time for us on the West Coast, 8:30 on the East Coast, and other places, you guys fall in there somewhere. But yeah, man, it's going to be some great basketball. Two teams that are playing at their peak right now, especially the Indiana Pacers after knocking off the New York Knicks and making another run, but this time to the finals. Shout out to the Pacers, what they're doing. But they played each other twice this season, OKC and the Pacers. And, OKC did what they were supposed to do. First, December 26th, 120-114 win in Indiana. OKC at the time was 24-5. The Pacers were 15-16. Crazy how they have went from 15-16 to the NBA Finals. Shout out to them. But in that game on December 26th, SGA had 45 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Jay Will, 20 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. They didn't have Chet, but they did a hell of a job on Tyrese Halliburton. He finished with only 4 points in that game. They shut him down. But Andrew Nembhard led the way with 23 points, and Pascal Siakam 22 and 10. That was the first matchup. OKC took care of business. They were able to neutralize Tyrese Halliburton, and they picked up the win. Then their last matchup that they seen each other, so much time has went by. Both teams are different, especially the Pacers. They look like a much more confident team, a much better and tougher team at this moment. But they lost again. OKC, I said it. They took care of business, which I expect them to do in this series. But I'll give you my winner after this. They won 132-111 on March 29th. Halliburton actually played a little better, 18 points. SGA had 33 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. These numbers show you why he's the MVP. Stats crazy. Jay Will, 18-6. Dort put in 22 points, and Isaiah Joe, 19 points. So this Oklahoma City team is more than just SGA. They play defense. They can score. They are so unique because they can play every which way. However you want to play, they can match your energy. You want to get up and down Pacers? We can do that. You want to get gritty and play a slow game? We can do that. You really want to go one-on-one and really play half court? We got the guy for that. So the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be ready for them. The Pacers are looking like a much more confident team, a different team, but I don't care about it. I'm going with the Oklahoma City Thunder. If I can pick them in 3, I will pick them in 3. But I know the Pacers are playing much better ball. I expect them to come out and play really hard and to play really well. I'm going to give them 2 games. I think they find a way to win 2. They might steal one on the road. And then, of course, they're going to win at least a game at home. So I got the Oklahoma City Thunder in 6, and they are going to get the NBA Finals MVP right. It's going to be SGA, and it's just going to be a start. And just like we heard from Boston last year, they finally got it, and people are talking, could this be a possible dynasty? Be ready for those conversations after the Oklahoma City take care of business in 6 games. And then you're going to start hearing SGA as the best Oklahoma City player of all time. Hell, maybe even if you include the Seattle Supersonics. I just think that SGA winning an MVP, winning the NBA championship, and a finals MVP will be top notch for him. And it's going to prove that he is the guy when you think of this franchise. And it's crazy because it was KD, then he left, and then it became Russ's team. And it was like, Russ is the greatest. He didn't leave, Mr. Triple Double. Then, he was traded away. And then SGA came in and nobody didn't know what to expect. MVP, about to win a championship. He is the guy. Call him Mr. Oklahoma City Thunder after this series. But we're going to see. Anything is possible. KG screamed at us and told us that anything is possible. So I'm curious to see if Indiana can make some noise and somehow. Can you imagine if they steal this finals? Like, it will be one of the biggest upsets in NBA championship history. Maybe even surpassing what Dallas did against the Heat, where most of us thought, okay, here go the coronation of the Miami Heat, and Dirk went crazy and stole that championship. If the Pacers somehow find a way to steal this championship from the Oklahoma City Thunder, man, Tyrese Halliburton might get some talks of, is he the greatest Pacer of all time? So it's a lot at stake, and that's what we love about sports, because a lot of things at stake in these big games, and we love to see it. So y'all can always let me know. Hit me up in the chat. Once again, go to YouTube, tap into the Misfits Live, where you can comment and, let me know what you think. Do you have the Pacers winning? Am I tripping thinking that this is going to be an easy series for OKC? But, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for it. Keeping it basketball, NBA on TNT came to an end with that Saturday night win for the Pacers. As the Pacers, I wanted a game 7. The Knicks, just like always, they let me down and didn't do what I needed them to do to get them back to a big time game tonight. So now you all gotta just look at me, but that's not too bad of a thing. But yeah, NBA on TNT over, done. They're not going to be there anymore, but they're going to ESPN. And shout out to ESPN, because according to ESPN, there's reports out there. They saying we're not touching any of that. We're going to let Chuck be Chuck, Shaq do his thing, Ernie, Kenny, the Jet Smith. So I'm excited to see it going, because I didn't want to see the show leave. It sucks it's not going to be on Turner Sports, because I love NBA on TNT. It just was perfect. You got your ESPN games, ABC games, but then TNT was the little different. So it's going to be a unique year next year, an adjustment. But the guys are supposed to be on ESPN, and they're supposed to be free. Y'all know ESPN is owned by Disney, and sometimes you can't fully be yourself because it's Disney. So let's see if they let Shaq and Chuck act a fool like they usually do. But I hate to see it going from TNT, but I love that they're going to continue to rock out. And Chuck said, hey, he only got like 2 years left. So, hey, let me get that seat, man. I know y'all going to think about Draymond and others. Let me get that seat. I will turn TNT or ESPN up with NBA on ESPN. But so long to you, TNT. Great years, great memories. Man, it's been a long, long time. But shout out to that show. Great show. Good to see it go on. Hopefully, ESPN doesn't mess it up like it's been doing a lot of great shows and content. To keep it, once again, on the hardwood, WNBA, I just got to talk about the Sparks. They continue to struggle. They were up 18 points while I was in the building talking mess to different reporters like they about to get this done. They ready to go. Up 18 points at one point in the first half. Going to halftime up 13, and that lead went away fast. Like ASAP, like Usain Bolt fast. And the Mercury, Satu went crazy and found a way to help her team pick up a win. They're sitting at 6-2, while the Sparks are 2-6. 85-80, they lose. Big time game from Odyssey Sims. She went crazy, looking AI like, getting to her spots so fast, so just tough and gritty and making it happen. But for some reason, with like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they stopped giving her the ball and they went through KP, and she was 4 for 19, struggled once again. She's just trying to pick it up too late. Like I was able to ask a question to her last Friday during the road game, and she got a little sassy with me. Like, hey, like me saying that you need to start a little earlier, or any hopes of it to help your team. And she was saying, hey, I'm trying to fill it out, get my teammates touches. I don't want to hear none of that because y'all not winning. So try something new because it's not happening for them. They continue to lose close games. Either you're going to start off fast and get your team going, or you better be that for sure closer. And she just hasn't been that for the Sparks. So Los Angeles Sparks, you guys have to figure it out because it is tough right now. And we all know how LA works, right? LA only supports a winner. You can be whatever team in LA. If you're winning and dominating, playing good basketball, people are going to show up and support. No matter who you are, though, if you suck, nobody's coming to your games. Nobody wants to waste their time. Even if you're the Lakers or Dodgers, like, you're going to get some people to show up, but after a while, you're sitting with a terrible record. People are going to be like, I'm not paying that too much money. I'm not wasting my time. I can watch the mess at home. And that's what it's looking like for the Sparks. They have to find a way to get it right, but I believe they have the talent. They have to get healthy. Players have to step up. Coach Lynn Roberts, she's learning on the job. It's her first season in the WNBA. So I'm going to give them a little grace. Some people aren't too friendly like myself, but I'm going to give the Sparks some grace. And, once they get some players back, hopefully they get healthy. One of them that they're missing is Rakia. She got a concussion, came back a game, and didn't go too well. She was really emotional after that. Now she's taking a break from the team. She removed the team stuff from her socials. So I don't know what that means, but I'm hoping Rakia, you're the homegirl, man. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave the Sparks. But I don't think it's that. I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping it's not that. But hopefully that Rakia Jackson is okay and she can come back to the team and get herself together. She was a lot of people's choice to be the most improved player. So hopefully she can get back and show everybody why people love Rakia Jackson so much. So well wishes to you. Get well. I hope that you're okay and come back and help the Sparks eventually. Let's take you from the hardwood to the NFL. I won't be with you too long today. Not too much news going on, but I do got to talk about some fun stuff later. But with the NFL, Saquon Barkley, he will grace the cover of Madden, which is really dope, with his famous backwards jump over a player from last season. Well deserved. I felt he should have been the MVP for the NFL, but he didn't get that award, so he gets the Madden cover. And can you remember, for you Madden players and football fans, remember the Madden curse? Like, that Madden curse was really something. Like, guys was really getting on the cover after a great year, a great couple years, and then they would just fall straight apart, man. So it looks like that curse is gone because some guys is graced the cover and still balled out, but hopefully it doesn't show up again for Saquon Barkley because I'm a huge fan of his game. I love the way he played. He's a baller, but man, I remember it was such a thing. I remember my Madden days with it being Mykell Monday. Just taking you down memory lane. I remember Madden days. Me and my bro, we would be out at midnight waiting for Madden, lined up outside of GameStop, waiting to pick it up. It doesn't have that feel anymore. Everybody gets their games online. It's just not the same. Even with CDs and music, it's just not the same where people lining up to get things and you tapping in and meeting other people that got the same love for you playing the game. And it used to be really dope. We'll meet cats that will play in tournaments and all of that, and we'll get Madden at midnight, play me, my bro, the homie, my cousin. We'll play till like 2 a.m. going crazy with Madden. So I just taking you down memory lane for Mykell Monday. NFL Madden. How many of you guys still play it out there? I don't really get to play video games as much. There's a few of them that want me to, I might need to get back on the sticks to show everybody what I can do. But yeah, man, it used to be some great Madden days. And, I kind of miss it, man. I kind of miss those Madden days. But Saquon Barkley, well deserving of the cover. Let's see what they do with the game. It seems like they get better and better, or they suck. It's like either or. People bashing them, or they showing a bunch of love. But let's take you to the diamond now. Let's take you away from football. We know OTAs is still going on. Shout out to that. But let's take you to the diamond, where this weekend we just saw the Dodgers in that big time matchup against the Yankees. They pick up two of the three wins, knocking them off. They even beat them 18-2 on Saturday, which was a BTA performance. The Dodgers just kind of showed the Yankees, hey, we are still those big dogs that y'all gonna have to deal with. So y'all better get your act together if y'all want to see us again. The Yankees did walk away with the final win of the series, but the damage was already done. The Dodgers got the first one, then that 18-2 victory was what they needed. So shout out to the Dodgers, shout out to the Yankees. Like I said, seeing big time baseball is always great. I know my Halos are playing right now. Last time I checked, they were winning against the Boston Red Sox. But, it's almost that time for baseball to take the full attention of sports fans, with the NBA coming close to an end with the NBA Finals. But it was a great weekend there with the Dodgers and Yankees. The energy was crazy. Just throughout the city, you start seeing more LA caps, more NY caps. Whether they're safe or not, I don't know. But, it was cool to see that rivalry. And, man, like I said, I'm hoping that we get to see them back in the World Series. If my Angels can't go, I want to see Yankees Dodgers, because I would love to see a Dodgers Angels World Series. Maybe I'm dreaming too big, but to see the Yankees versus the Dodgers again will be really, really cool. I gotta give a shout out, man. Rest in peace, John Brinkers. For all my sports fans out there, we don't watch ESPN and different sports shows for years. Sports Science was a dope addition. That would be on Sports Center. That would be on ESPN. The host, John Brinkers, passed away. He was battling depression, going through some mental stuff. And, man, you got to take care of your mental. We in a day and age and time that if you have to go see a therapist, make it happen. Open up to those who you really, really can trust and can talk to, because mental health issues are real. And people experience things, and sometimes it leads to them perishing. So prayers out to him and his family. Thank you for the dope show, Sports Science, man. It was always a pleasure watching him do his thing. But rest in peace to him, and shout out to mental health. Get help if you need it. It is important to you. So let's take it from there. That's it for the sports talk for today. So I got to take you to entertainment and hip hop. I'm excited, man, because we're getting closer and closer to Fantastic Four, Superman. We're getting close to Squid Games, the finale. I'm excited for that. I'm going to be locked in. We're going to be talking about each episode once that's getting cracking. But it's some great things that's coming. I just watched the show called 4 Seasons. That was pretty dope. It's pretty cool, little funny show. If you want to see it, it's on Netflix. It wasn't bad. Of course, I already told you forever. It's something you need to go and check out, especially my folks in Cali, because it's a LA show for LA folks. So go show that some love. But everybody was talking today, and Kendrick's name was mentioned, and crazy how Kendrick's name could just take over X and Instagram and things like that, because he's just that guy. But yeah, the clips, they had an interview on GQ, and Pusha T, he was talking, man. And first, some things I took away, other than, he talked about a lot of different things, but of course I got to highlight what was highlighted on the social to give you that. He talking about Drake, of course. And, he was asked a question, and he don't rate Drake anymore. He said with this lawsuit, he can't really take him serious, that it cheapens the art. He mentioned Kendrick Lamar, who will have a verse on their new album on a song called Chains and Whips. We heard some of it with we heard some of it at the Louis Vuitton show a little snippet of it with Pharrell. But I'm excited for this album. I know to have Malice back, he's ready to show that his pen game is still tight. Pusha is still trying to prove daily that he's one of the greats. And they mentioned having Kendrick on there and how it ended up getting them off of their label, which is crazy, which is why I was never a big fan of this Drake lawsuit, because now they can have this power to say, hey, we need to start censoring people. They heard Kendrick verse, and it's not even a diss or anything on there, according to Pusha T, but they heard it and said, we need him to change it or we need him to censor it. And Pusha was like, I'm not doing that to my guy. We want his full verse, the way that he wrote it, the way that he wants it to be heard. And they were like, hey, we got to do something about it. So they came to Pusha T and Malice and say, how about we just drop the clips from the label, like no Def Jam, because their parent company is Universal. So it was like, that's not going to happen, because me as a solo artist, Pusha T's like, I'm still on Def Jam. So he said, if y'all drop me and drop clips, then it can work. They did exactly that. They got a completed clips album. They were shopping it around, and Rock Nation ended up being the company, the major, to pick them up. So I'm excited to hear it. Of course, anything Kendrick does is big time right now, but it just shows you that this lawsuit is really, really allergies gonna get me. That's crazy. It's that time. But yeah, it's just crazy that Drake and his team would do this, knowing that he is partially a hip hop artist and that the hip hop community is going to kill you for this. Like Jay-Z and others has been fighting for years that lyrics can't be used in court and that they can have that freedom of speech with their bars. But Drake, because he got smacked up by Kendrick in their rap battle, and Not Like Us became this massive hit, that he doesn't care about it. And what makes it even worse, he is not coming out saying anything about this. He is just letting people drag his name in the mud, because clearly he doesn't care. It seemed like when it comes to hip hop, it doesn't matter to him if people get censored. It doesn't matter if going forward that's what's happening, that these labels are like, no, we can't drop that. We're not messing with that. Even if it's a fire 16 or fire track, that they're going to censor it, because a guy like Drake with his power is taking one of the major companies to court over lyrics. So it's a clown move. And I'm a fan of Drake old stuff, but his new stuff, I'm not too much a fan of it. And it's hard to respect what he's doing in hip hop because of this lawsuit. So I'm hoping that they can somehow get that out of here, because the Clips had to push their album back a full year. They were like, we were ready to go summertime to drop it, while Kendrick was just coming off the battle, but they couldn't because they had to figure out this dispute with Def Jam and Universal. And Drake, his lawsuit is killing everything right now. So I can't wait till they get that done, because you just don't want that in hip hop. Let freedom of speech be in this game, in this genre. People gonna say some crazy things, people gonna say some wild things, but they have been doing it since the 80s. 2 Live Crew fought so that people can have that freedom with their lyrics, and a lot more people. So it's crazy that Drake is in this genre and he don't know the history and he don't know how impactful it is. He just has ego, and his ego has been smacked up by Kendrick, and his fans are even worse on X, arguing back and forth about the lawsuit, talking about y'all on the side of the machine. No, we love hip hop and we want it to be protected at all costs. And you guys and your guy is trying to ruin it. So hopefully they figure something out with that, man. Last week we talked about the top 100 list. Complex, they had their top 100 LA rappers, which was, a really dope list. But of course, my guy Game was at, I'm number 11. I am not feeling that. And he came up with his own 100 list. And I really liked his list as well. He had himself there at number 5, but he had Tupac Shakur at number 1. And go follow me on X. I like to debate with people and, talk to people on there. And the debate there is Tupac considered an LA artist? And my thoughts is that he's not. Like, me growing up was that, Tupac is from the Bay, Marine City, when you really know, but he's repping that area, Oakland and things like that. And even in his interviews, he's like, yo, I am, Like I was born in New York and raised a little bit there, went to Baltimore. But when I got to the Bay, that is where I got and learned the game. And he was living in LA at that time. And the time he passed away, he had a home in LA, home in Atlanta. But he always said that he claimed the Bay Area because he learned the game, which helped mold him into the artist that he was. He went from MC New York to Tupac Shakur, messing with Digital Underground, and like that area taught him the game, and that's where he claims. So that's why I'm like, you can't put Tupac on no number one list when you're talking about LA artists. That's like putting Too Short there. Too Short lived in LA until he was about 13, but once he got to the Bay, and he learned the game, and he grew up there and became a man, he like, man, I'm a Bay Area guy, and it's nothing wrong with that, because that's where he really found himself being there, the same way Tupac really found himself being in the Bay, Marin City, Oakland, and things like that. So maybe I'm wrong, but I look at Tupac as a Bay Area rapper. It's a show on Netflix that I love, Hip Hop Evolution. They threw him in the Bay Area episode because that's where most people look at him as. But it's just funny going back and forth with people on X. A lot of it's probably bots, or people got their burner accounts and want to talk. They get so mad that they block you. Well, I'm just having fun with it. But I think that Tupac is a Bay Area rapper that, spent some time in LA and all these different places. He's very nomadic because he was everywhere. But I'm going to give the Bay Tupac Shakur. That's why, if I may, I'm going to have to make my list and show it to you guys. But that's why I wouldn't have Tupac on my LA's rappers list, because I just don't think he's LA. And keeping it with the Bay before I get up out of here, being a big music fan, I am a huge fan of NPR's Tiny Desk. So many dope live performances. Some of the music sound much better live with the live instrumentation behind them instead of the tracks. And I love to watch it. And today they gave us a classic, a haymaker, 40 Water, man. E40 doing a lot of the classics, Sprinkle Me. I got the list right here, like doing a lot of the dope tracks that we know him for. Yay Area, of course, one of the slappers that I was playing in my high school days at Lusinger. We was getting hyphy, in LA a little bit. So that's we a part of that too, but we know it belongs to the Bay. But yeah, he gave us some classics, man. Doing his thing with his music. And if you're not a fan, or if you don't really listen to 40 too much, go check out this Tiny Desk. Like, it was really dope. I just love the live band, live music. But he did One Love, he did Yay Area, he did Hope I Don't Go Back, the Bumble, Sprinkle Me, and a couple other classics that you guys are most likely going to know. But it's one of the doper ones. I want to see what the numbers are going to look like with it. But 40 Water did his thing and showed up and showed out. So shout out to E40. Shout out to all the legends in hip hop, man. Trying to keep this thing going, because hip hop is in a tough spot right now. So we need some good with it. And seeing Kendrick doing what he's doing, seeing 40 Water come out on the NPR Tiny Desk was really, really lit. But man, I thank you guys for joining me. Mykell Monday. You're gonna always get a story somehow, some way from me on Mykell Monday about myself, my upbringing, or anything. Today it was about Madden, man. I was a big Madden guy out there playing. I used to play like 200 online games out till midnight. Doing that thing, was one of those Madden guys. And that's the story for this Monday on Mykell Monday here with the Mykell Mathieu Show. But I thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for tapping in. Remember, tell your peeps, check me out. They can watch me live on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Tha Misfits live on YouTube, where you can check me out doing my thing, talking sports, entertainment, hip hop, and so much more. You guys can send me something. What do you want me to talk about? And do my research on it, give you my thoughts and opinions on it. I got you covered. This is a show for the people. I'm for the people. I'm going to be back Wednesday, a day closer to the NBA Finals getting cracking. And let's just see what more news that comes up. And I got you covered. I thank you guys for tapping in and tuning in. See you Wednesday. Misfit out. Peace.